Yeah, hello everyone. Sorry I'm dressed sporty, but look a little different than you, but as you know I'm a sportsman, so that's why I can dress like this. Obviously there is many successes in sports, there is also many downsides, but as a sportsman and also as a person, I want to say you always want to remember only the success, because success is the drive for a future success. I learned one thing in my life through the tennis, and I had 1,000 matches on the ATP. I won about 560, I lost about 430, so it's almost ratio 1-to-1, right? And I was 7 years top 20. Imagine being at the top with the ratio of this winning and losing. So if I come somewhere and they ask me, you remember how you played? How we played, or what was our meaning? And I said, I don't remember, so I had to lose. So I built up in myself this thing that I never remember the failure. I always remember the success, because that was my drive. And one of the drives and one of the successes I always remember was my first ever appearing on the big Grand Slam stage, playing in front of the 15,000 people in Australian Open. And actually Australian Open is happening now. And that year when I played my first ever tournament on the big stage, or match on the big stadium, was against Pete Sampras. Probably many of you know him. And it was about 56 Celsius on the court. That's about 130 Fahrenheit. Imagine, we played and we fight for about 4 hours of tennis. We used to get we did get the ice towels, to cool us down.
Wow.
But we didn't use it for our neck. I used it for my soles, not to get the blisters on the bottom, because it was so hot. And obviously there was plenty of people. I was the youngest player and a teenager at that time. I was the youngest player of the top 100 that time. And there was, if you remember the night, the person, or if you watched ever the movie about Jordan, Michael Jordan, my match was watching Phil Knight, which is the founder of Nike. And that day I got my first big contract. So yeah, I lost that match. It was last 16 of Australian Open, but still it was a huge memory for me in my tennis. And then it comes many, like semifinals of Roland Garros or French Open, where I lost to Andre Agassi. And I won a couple of the team competitions. I was finalist of Davis Cup. So it's many successes. But again, the success and the great stories keeps you moving forward.
And you also told me about that you actually had a one-on-one with Rafal and Nodal. How is that? That is a legendary match, right? You actually won against him? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I'm one of the 3 people in the history of tennis to have not only beaten Nodal, Federer, Djokovic, Murray, but has a positive record against them. So yeah, this is something that keeps you motivating. When you are on the stage there, many times you say yourself, okay, it's another day, but actually you want to always show the best to others, to the people, because they come to see you, they come to watch you, they pay money to see you. And when I'm there, I always feel like, this is my day, because I'm proud that these people came to see me, and it's just a huge booster, not only in tennis but generally in any kind of business, because it's like Mr. Rose. So he's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for people, and he's doing it for others, that they benefit from it. And sport is an entertainment business, so we want to give people a break from the lot of troubles or a lot of things that happen in their lives. We want to feel them great and be mentally positive when they leave. And this is something what we value and what we really looking forward to when we are on that stage. Is we want to give best to the people, and they're feeling that, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. So this is the thing.
Wow. So, question for you would be another one. What is your favorite fitline product?
Yeah, I started 25 years ago. That time we didn't have so many. Like now if I look on this table, it's like, wow, this looks like the whole shop. before we started maybe with 5 of them, but there is definitely one that is absolute cracker for me and absolute favorite. It's a restaurant, and I tell you why. Because in a sport, there is one thing: I have to compete every single day when it's needed to be. There is no Sundays, there is no holidays, there is no Christmas, there is no national holiday, there is no Martin Luther King Day that you can go out and just have a day off the work. If I have to compete, I have to compete no matter how I feel. And the restaurant was always the product that I felt like I need to give out everything, the best of me. And one of the most important things in sports is to have the fastest recovery you can get. Because we don't play one match and then nothing happens for a month. It's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And imagine that let's say, I give you an example. You fuel the car full on Sunday. You drive with the car and you drive every day, let's say 200 miles. So without any supplements or any refueling, you run out of the gas. Even if you, let's say in sports, if you refuel with only 5 gallons, then end of the day on Saturday you run out of the gas. But with the restaurant, it kept me almost a full tank. Every single day I could have a full tank and I could just run and do my job. And also for your note, I don't know how much many of you knows about the sports, but I was one of the fittest ever guys on the tour. Part of it also it's because of program. I was practicing physically 6 to 7 hours a day. Imagine 7 days a week. That's not something that body is built for. But without supplements, I don't think it would be possible because there is injuries. There is always tolls that you pay to your body. And I was also close to one of the records that is very little known. I had 48 consecutive Grand Slams in a row without an injury. That's 12 years. This is something that not many players did it. I think there is only 2 guys in history of tennis that are ahead of me. One of them is Wayne Ferreira with 56 Grand Slams, and then it's Roger Federer with 65 in a row. So this is something that also, thanks to the products, I was able to, not only compete, but skip the injuries. And in sport, to have no injuries, it's huge. And it's not only luck, it's also something behind it.
Wow. Impressive. All right, so we have 2 more questions for you. So, what advantages will it bring to the players at the ATP community with the partnership with fitline? So, when you heard about it last year, how excited did you get for it?
Actually, I was, because my time, when I started, I had to buy it. Then I got sponsorship, obviously, from fitline. And it was very little known. Now the sportsman has the first hand, there is someone who can they explain them how it works. And we didn't have that at that time. I had to Google everything myself, or I had to find out at the start of the internet. But the main thing is that, and why I started to take fitline was that I know that it's a clean product. I know it's the product that would be very safe. And imagine that you are a professional sportsman, and this is also very little known. I had about 20 to 30 doping tests a year, and they don't tell you when they come. I had a test on 24th of December, 6 o'clock in the morning. They knock on my door to wake me up that they're gonna test me. I had a test. I have one time 3 tests within 24 hours, and I had to go. It's not that you say, no, I cannot go, or sorry, I have something to do. And every time, it's a daily routine, or it's a normal routine after that you go for a test, but still, somewhere in your back of your mind or in your heart, when you get there and sit there and you leave that urine or you leave the blood, it's another test. I hope I'm going to be clean. I hope I'm going to be tested negative. And you never know, because it can be, there was people who was testing only because of eating meat, and there was some products that they feed the cows and it gets to your body. And then how are you going to explain? Who is going to believe you? So with these products, I was always sure, and when I got there, I was like, okay, it's just another day. And you know, how many